Claude and Max, congratulations on your recent Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature for the film My Life as a Zucchini. How did it feel when you got the news that you'd been nominated? Were you expecting it at all, or?
Yeah, we are together. Maybe Max, you can explain the moment.
It happened. Actually, no, we didn't expect it. We hoped for it. We worked a lot. We did a lot of screenings together with Claude and Pauline, another producer. But no, you can never say that you're sure of it, no? And so we were all sitting together in my office and watching everything going on the live Academy feed. And first we saw that we will not be in the foreign film, so we thought, okay, it's lost. You know, they did it 2 times, and during the pause there was for the Oscars, and during this trailer we saw images of all the animated film, but not ours. So then we thought, okay, it's lost, it's gone, it's over. When the game appeared, it was a huge blast of happiness.
Well, congratulations again, very well deserved. Let's talk a little bit about the film. For people who have not seen it, I guess they assume that it's going to be an animated movie about talking vegetables, but it is definitely not that. Tell us a little bit about the film. What is this film about?
Je commence, tu peux traduire, Max?
So you will be saying in French and I'll be translating it, okay?
Okay.
If it's okay for you.
Oh yes, that's fine.
Je pense que le film, c'est avant tout un message d'espoir et de lumière aux enfants qui sont en difficulté.
So first of all, the film is a message of hope for any kids who are in any kind of difficulties.
Et qu'on vit dans un monde parfois sombre, parfois compliqué à comprendre pour les enfants, et que le film essaye de les aider.
And we live in a world that is quite complex and dark sometimes. And one of the goals of the film is to help them understand, talk to the kids to understand the world and us.
Qui explique aussi comment vivre ensemble, comment tendre la main et comment rester ouvert, même quand les temps sont difficiles.
And it's a film that allows the kids and explain how to look for friends, how to remain open, even though it's quite dark.
Well, it is very dark material for an animated movie. I mean, it's all about these children in an orphanage and about their lives there. Where did the idea for the movie come from, and why do it as a piece of animation?
Alors, l'idée, elle vient d'un livre, d'un très beau livre, mais qui est plutôt pour les adultes.
At the start, it was a novel. And it's an adult novel for younger adults or adults.
Et je pense pas que c'est particulièrement sombre pour de l'animation, mais je pense ce qui est particulier, c'est que c'est un film réaliste et que c'est assez rare des films réalistes en animation.
And we think that the themes of the film are actually not so dark. Films. It's themes that are recurrent. It's only, first of all, the way to treat them. And we decided to treat them in a very realistic way, almost the documentary. Are quite natural. And it makes seem that it's darker than other films, but actually it's not. It's always the same themes.
Right, yeah, I guess by dark I meant more based in reality than most animated movies. Now let's talk a bit about the stop motion of it, because it's such a time-consuming but beautiful art form. Why do it as stop motion? What about stop motion made that the right aesthetic choice for this film?
Je te laisse la main.
Je vais parler de toi à la troisième personne. Hein. It's a choice. It's not a choice of how the story goes, with which medium. He's a stop motion artist. I've been made in a stop motion, so he was more looking for could he tell in stop motion. And when he read this book with a peer of him, Cedric Louis, about 10 years ago, let's do this in stop motion because that's what we do. So it was more the choice of the story to be able to tell it in this medium. Even though, yes, as you said, it's very tempting. What's funny is like I'm a live action producer, as it's in animation. I never produced animation before. This is somehow the crossroad between animation, because you have real sets, you have lighting, you have grips, you have a DOP that I would be able to understand in a pure animation film.
Mm-hmm. Well, give us some insight into where you start from in terms of designing characters, designing the sets, coming up with the appropriate look for the film.
Alors, c'est la double contrainte du budget et puis du rapport empathique que doit avoir l'animateur avec la marionnette.
So there is a double constraint. There's one constraint is the budget, empathy that the protagonist will give to the audience.
Et pour moi, le récit et le design aussi tend vers le minimalisme.
And this minimal design was a choice or a result of this double constraint.
Et j'ai essayé de simplifier au maximum pour que ça reste très émotionnel, mais en même temps qu'on s'éloigne du réalisme du récit pour créer un contraste.
Et pardon?
Un contraste. Une distance.
And I try to simplify it at maximum the puppets, also in order to give the protagonist a way to project themselves into the simplicity of the puppets. Vas-y.
Et puis il y a les grosses têtes, ça sert à la fois à être toujours proche des émotions du personnage.
And all these big heads that I chose to implement in the puppets, they allow to always stay very close to the emotions of the different protagonists.
Mais aussi aux animateurs à travailler avec leurs mains directement sur les visages.
And also one thing that was great, it allowed the animator to actually work with the hands directly on the faces of the puppets. Empathy between the animator and the puppet, because they were able to move eyes directly with the hands instead of using tweezers or very tiny work. I don't know the words in English. Sorry.
Instruments, or
yeah,
right. Yeah, I think about just you know, in my memories of the movie, those big eyes of all those kids. I mean, it's very, you know, these big haunted eyes of these kids who've been through so much. It creates a lot of empathy for the audience, you know.
Oui, je pense que c'est comme un émoticône, un peu. C'est quelque chose de très simple, mais qui est très direct.
I will not agree with Claude, but yes, it's like the emotes we use on the phone. They're very simple and they certain kind of emotion. Mm-hmm. But I think I know hard of comparing them. But okay, all right, Claude.
So take us onto the production of this film. What was the most difficult sequence or set of sequences that you had to film, whether from a logistical standpoint or just from a design standpoint, or you know, what was what were some difficulties of making the movie?
Je crois que c'est tout le tournage, tu peux un peu expliquer?
Ouais, c'est ça, ouais. I think there was no special scene that was complicated. Of course, there was a few scenes that took a little bit more time in an artistic way. How well we wanted it to be made. The biggest problem we had, it was actually the whole shoot, particular scene. It's because when we started working together with Claude alone, just him and myself, when we did the budgets, very easy, a very low budget that we finance quite quickly, and I have seconds per day per animator. And when we started the film, we were at 1 second per day from the 4 second budget. And at one point we reached, which will be our cruise speed. And so we're missing like 1/3 of the budget at least. So it is more difficult to, you know, and actually what they were all doing, sets, all the animators, it was so beautiful, even though it was quite fast for American standards, for example. Beautiful work, so there was no way to ask the animators to go faster. We had a bit of a crisis. We had what we called the Nightmare Before Christmas, where we had to stop the shoot for 24 hours and discuss it. And then we found some solutions. We found a little bit more. We changed some process, which allowed not for the animators to go faster, but I think one of the difficult to take it during 1 year, fast during 1 year of shoots, and also for Claude to always know in which direction it's going. And one thing that was quite interesting is that it pushed him to the lack of budget and also solutions in the mise en scène of the film. And he started working with a lot of plan séquence. You know, in English, when there's no cut, just the camera keep on going. And he noticed that were much longer than usual in animation. It's a great result because it allows all the emotion to go through.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you could talk a bit about your own path into animation, where you started from, what inspired you to get into it, and particularly what inspired you about choosing stop motion as your particular medium.
Alors moi, j'ai commencé par faire de l'illustration.
I started doing illustration, drone illustration.
Et ensuite, j'ai fait du character design pour d'autres projets d'animation.
I was invited to do character designing for other animation projects.
Et c'est comme ça que j'ai commencé à faire des courts-métrages et voilà. Ouais.
This is actually how I started suddenly doing short films and being introduced by others who liked my drawings, and they introduced me to the techniques, and this is actually how I started doing my first et pour la motion en particulier.
C'est ce que tu disais, que c'est vraiment à la fois un tournage avec de la lumière, une caméra, un côté matériel, et à la fois de l'animation. J'aime bien mélanger ces deux choses, ouais.
And it's actually stop motion. Also, one of the things that I liked is also this mixture between the animation with all the sets, the lighting, and the crew working around a set, which enthusiasmed me. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the translation.
No, that's fine.
Et peut-être, j'ai une image qui ressemble un peu à ce qu'on a fait, Max. C'est que c'est comme un gros bloc de marbre et en fait, on peut enlever des morceaux et dégrossir. Et en fait, il reste toujours une marge de créativité jusqu'à la fin. Mais on ne peut jamais rajouter, donc il faut déjà avoir une idée assez précise au début.
And I always have an image of the shoot we had. Is that a huge piece of marble?
Marble? Yeah.
Let's say less stone. You have a huge piece of stone, and you'll be taking pieces out in order to make your sculpture. Take out, but you can never put back some pieces of stone. So you really have to have a very good idea where you're going to, because everything that's being taken out of this block of stone. So that's the way Claude sees it should.
Now that this film has received an Oscar nomination, a lot of people are going to seek it out who might not have seeked it out before, and I hope they do because it's a wonderful movie. What do you hope people, when they see the film, what message do you hope that they take away from it?
Le retour des gens?
Non, qu'est-ce que tu espères que petits cadeaux qu'ils doivent prendre avec quand ils verront le film, avec en voyant le film?
Ah, pas ceux qui ont déjà vu.
Non, ceux qui vont. Maintenant, tu as eu une nomination, il y a plein de gens qui vont.
Ils vont repartir avec un bout de l'enfant qu'ils ont été en eux, avec eux, qui va les accompagner un peu.
Redis le début par la traduction, bon.
Un morceau de leur, enfin, où leur enfant, l'enfant qu'ils ont été, va être avec eux quelques jours.
So the message that God hopes that they will have is that back alive, or to make it alive again, the piece of them. We're old kids somehow. We are kids at the. So it's somehow to make this young kid in us alive again.
Well, it's a great movie, and congratulations on the nomination. Claude and Max, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. It was a pleasure.
Well,
thank you.
Welcome. Have a great day.